Jamie, in your travels, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're being chased by someone and you're shooting at them to try and stop them from chasing you?
I don't want to talk about it.
I figured you'd say that. There is a story, however, from this show called Burn Notice. In the show, our hero is being chased in a car by another car. And he says that if you don't have an armor-piercing round, you can forget about shooting through the engine or the radiator of your pursuer. But he says that you can, in fact, skip bullets off the ground in through the floor of the car that's chasing you.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
And that is exactly why I think it's something we should test.
To delay a pursuer, but leave them unharmed, the tactic is literally underfire.
Ricocheting bullets off the ground up through the undercarriage.
But can you really bounce a bullet up into the underside of a car? Or is this myth on the rebound?
So what kind of gun were they using in that clip? Do we know?
It looks to be a 9mm semi-auto.
Seems to me the first thing we ought to do is see whether that kind of gun would penetrate the bottom of a car.
Excellent. Let's just get out to a shooting range and shoot at the bottom of a car.
Why not?
So at the Yolo County Bomb Range, the MythBusters prepare to take on this myth point blank.
I love the anticipation of shooting at cars.
Yeah. Cars, guns, what could go wrong?
These are our cars. Blue car, good guy, red car, bad guy. Think lightsabers. And this is the orientation they are in the clip. Slightly offset and 15 feet apart.
Now in the clip, the guy says that without a high-powered round, you're not going to get past the radiator or the firewall.
Yep, supposedly the underside of the car is a better target. So first, they'll test that.
We're gonna lift the car up and shoot at point blank range into the floor of the car, see if the bullets make it through. I know that they're supposed to have skipped off the ground, but if a direct bullet won't make it through the floor, well, a skip bullet never would.
And to find out if those point blank rounds penetrate,
Very expensive balloons, clearly.
Adam fills the bottom of the car with balloons and then gives the underside of the car a whitewash.
Oh, yeah. That's a clean experimental space.
And the whiteout makes it clear that this bounced round is quite the trick shot.
I'm looking at a whole lot of stuff right here that I've got to get past to get into the cab. Really, the only hope that I have is a spot right about there, which may trim the guy's toenails or something, but that's my only hope.
It's a small window of opportunity, and with the car at a shallow angle to match the trajectory of a bouncing bullet, it's time for Jamie to take aim.
Shooting at the underside of a car when Jamie's ready. That looked like an almost perfect hit.
Jamie's sharp shooting sends a barrage of bullets right into the sweet spot. And although the rounds are hitting the mark, have they made it through the wheel well?
Oh, I see a hit here.
I've gone through the floorboard here, but not through the carpet, it looks like.
Underneath the car, it looks like most bullets were deflected.
Oh, wait. There's a pop balloon in here.
But one burst balloon reveals one bullet did make it through.
What does that look like?
That's a bullet.
Yeah, and it made it through the floor and into the cab of the car.
If it made it in through the floor, it could have made it into the guy's foot.
Nice shooting, Tex.
So I was able to get some bullets to penetrate the cab of the car with this 9mm pistol. I went in here, a couple down there, one over there. But keep in mind that this was a direct hit under optimal static conditions.
And that means it is now time to find out whether or not a ricocheting bullet keeps enough energy to still pierce the cab of our car.
Well, round one's over.
Time for ricocheting.
It's a big bounce from the small screen.
For sheer panic, it's hard to beat bullets coming up from the floorboards.
But can a bullet on the rebound really shoot through? Well, so far,
What does that look like?
this myth is not looking like a long shot.
Having successfully pierced the postage stamp sized target of the wheel well of our chase car, it's now time to find out if we can get underneath there with a ricochet bullet. So we've come out here to this runway in lovely Tracy, California. We're gonna start firing some bullets into the ground and see what kind of predictable behavior we can expect from those bullets after they bounce.
That's right, they're looking for the bullet bounce butter zone. to find the optimum angle and bullet speed for big scale. So using the cars to map out the trajectory of the clip, Adam sets up a remote rig for the firepower and gets an angle on the angle of the gun.
Pretty good. So at what angle do we begin shooting into the ground? The first shot is going to be at what I'm going to call the intuition angle. If I was this guy, this is the angle at which I feel like I would have to hit the ground in order to bounce it correctly into the wheel well of my assailant. Turns out it's about 16.5 degrees. Am I right? I have no idea, but it's as good a place as any to begin.
It's the natural place to start their rebound analysis. So Adam sets up a backboard to track the angle of the ricochet.
All right, for our first intuition shot, I'm going to load this copper jacketed cartridge into the gun, and we're going to fire it. Okay, so I'll have to move that way. Excellent. For those of you playing at home, you can stay where you are. The gun is hot in 3, 2, 1. Well, that was a perfect shot.
A perfect shot and a perfect bounce.
The bullet hit perfectly in the center of our white box. That's great.
And based on the bullet hole in the backboard, Adam can get the angle.
All right, the bullet was aimed at the ground at a 16.2 degree angle, and after it hit the ground, it left at 9.95 degree angle, just a little bit more than half of the angle.
A little bit more than half. But the question is, did the bullet lose power after its rebound from the ground?
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Here's the thing, the bullet is hitting the ground at 1,200 plus feet per second. It's leaving the ground at 962 feet per second. That is a lot of energy still in that piece of metal.
Yeah, that's not a lot of loss. Well, let's try a steeper angle.
Yep, it's going to take a few more tilts at bouncing bullets before the MythBusters have the ins and outs of ricochet dynamics.
This is test number 2 at 32 degrees. Gun is hot in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa. Very interesting. Another shot where I hit exactly where I wanted to. Well, that's unexpected. The ricochet angle is pretty much exactly the angle that it hit the ground at, like a mirror. It hit at 32 degrees and it bounced at 32 degrees. I would not have called that. That is weird.
Weird, and it's plain that the sharper angle has had another important impact on the bullet.
Entry speed's the same as its predecessor. Exit speed is 475 feet per second. It's lost almost 2/3 of its energy hitting the ground at that angle.
That puts it down, I think, around 300 miles an hour, which you wouldn't want to get hit by, but I don't know whether that's going to penetrate steel or not.
Yeah, it's a lot of lost energy.
At this point, one thing is perfectly clear. The steeper the bullet hits the ground at, the more energy it's going to lose in that transaction. Now, we need to find a butter zone where the angle is not so steep that it loses all of its energy, but it's steep enough to get where it needs to go underneath the car.
And to round out the angle of their automatic dangle,
Gun is hot.
they're trying a much shallower 8 degrees.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I hit a little bit forward of where I expected. The bullet hit the asphalt at 8 degrees and ricocheted off of it at 5.1 degrees. Some data right there.
This time the angle was less acute, but interestingly, the bullet hit the board traveling at 1,130 feet per second, the fastest speed yet. So what does that mean for bouncing bullets?
1. Behind me, I've got 2 cars, a gun position, and 3 shots in the ground, and a bunch of bullet angles to work out. Now, I could have the editors do it graphically for me. Hold on. But that only helps you understand what's going on. I want to understand what's going on here and now. So I'm actually going to draw all those angles in a brightly colored string.
Like something out of CSI, our pink plotting spider is tracking all the angles of the bullets to work out where they should hit the car. And it's clear from the outset that one angle is not going to work.
I think right off the bat, looking at this extreme angle and the amount of power we lose, we should chuck the 32-degree angle.
I agree.
All right.
Keep going.
But the 16-degree angle hits the target.
Oh, Jamie, that looks really good.
I gotta say, coming into this, I didn't think we'd be able to get a steep enough angle to get up and into the car, but Looks like I was wrong.
Their angle of aim is determined, but there's still one more test for the bouncing bullet.
This right here, it's actually cut from the wheel well of the car that's chasing us. We're going to ricochet a bullet into it to see if 75% of its original energy is enough to pierce this steel plate. Oh, and all the padding that's behind it. Ricochet shot into firewall. I'm excited about this one.
3, 2, 1, fire.
Perfect hit!
Firing at 16 degrees, the bullet bounced and hit the board at 10 degrees. But did it have the power to penetrate?
Oh!
And it went through.
Oh yeah. Dude, look at that. Even the ricochet shot went through all the padding and heat shielding and the firewall.
That would have hurt.
That is awesome. I totally didn't call that. Our bullet may have lost 25% of its energy, but that was still plenty to pierce the steel footwell and make it all the way through this piece of 3/4 inch heavyweight chipboard. And there it is. Now, if you remember in the original clip, he claims that bouncing bullets off the footwell are an excellent distraction. I would have to agree.
Yep, the 16-degree bullet not only bounced in the right trajectory, but it also retained enough power to penetrate. So it's time for this myth to hit the road. Usually, in a car chase shoot-'em-up, the shooters aim at each other. But this myth is all about taking them out with a sneaky undershot.
Fire.
So far, the MythBusters have gotten the mythical bullet bounce.
Oh!
And it went through.
But will that change when they start ricocheting in motion? Well, to find that out, Adam and Jamie have to track the trajectory of the bouncing bullet at 40 miles an hour.
Only 6 feet away from the truck.
Well, no, I'm just extrapolating.
So they've puzzled out an ingenious solution.
This is the rig that we have designed to find this out. It's effectively a trailer, except that it's an open frame. Mounted to one rail, our high-speed camera. Mounted to the other, a measurement gauge. To make sure that the bullet hits the ground precisely where we want it to and at the angle we need, we're going to have our gun hard mounted to a mast in the bed of the pickup truck. All we need to do is get this rig up to 40 miles an hour, fire this gun, catch it on high speed, and we will learn whether or not that 40 miles an hour makes a difference to the exit trajectory.
It's got to do a complicated job, but it's a simple build. And in no time at all, they're back out at the range with a lime rig ready for the limelight.
Awesome, look at that. It's like it was designed for it.
So to find out if the bullet will still bounce at speed, what's the plan?
This is how our traveling bullet rig is going to work.
While Jamie gets the truck up to 40 to 45 miles per hour, I'll be sitting in the back, protected by this bulletproof shield. When we get to the right spot, I will pull the string, firing the gun.
And when the bullet hits, right around here, we're going to be recording it on the high-speed camera.
Then we're going to crunch the numbers, and at that point, we will know whether the gun moving 40 miles an hour over the ground affects either the exit trajectory or speed.
Yep, this is where the lead hits the road at the best-case scenario angle of 16 degrees.
Rolling gun test.
3, 2, 1, go.
But will the road ricochet change its trajectory and speed? Jamie guns the truck to the speed from the clip and gives Adam his cue.
You're at 45.
Here we go. Firing! All right, the gun is fired.
The bullet fired, but how did it bounce?
I think that worked perfectly.
Let's see where it hit.
There it is. Pretty much exactly where we expected it to hit. Let's review the high speed and see what the data says.
Yeah.
And it turns out that everything worked like clockwork.
Excellent. We caught it. That's beautiful.
Even with the rig traveling at 45 miles per hour, amazingly, they captured the split-second skip. And crucially for the myth, the bullet rebounded at 950 feet per second and at a 10-degree angle, exactly matching the static results.
This one is cool, dude. I mean, having tested all the constituent parts, I wouldn't have called this, but I'm starting to think that this thing might actually be plausible.
Well, let's put everything together and go full scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back to the show. For those of you playing at home, we've been testing the myth that if someone is chasing you in a car and you don't want to kill them by firing bullets through their windshield, you can instead skip bullets off of the ground that will supposedly pierce the underside of the car, distract the driver, make him stop chasing you. So far, we've discovered that bullets bounce off the ground at reasonable angles for this to be possible. That they, in fact, actually can, even after bouncing, pierce the underside of the car. Now we're about to put all of the knowledge we've gathered together into one large, full-scale, full-speed experiment, and we're going to be shooting at this very car. Are you ready?
Definitely. But first, the Mythbusters have to rejig their rig, as this time it's towing a car, not a trailer. And they need to leave room for the bullet to hit its target.
This arrow right here describes our target sweet spot. This is the bulkhead, this is the wheel well. This little area right here is how much of it is visible to our bullet. That's where we gotta hit, that's our postage stamp.
It's a tiny bullseye for the bullets, so they'll need to highlight any hits.
It's kind of cluttered down there under the car with all the mechanical stuff going on, and that'll make it difficult for us to see a bullet hit. So with that in mind, we're putting some clean white foam core under there in the area that we're interested in. And if we see a hole in the foam core, we know we've hit our target.
Fitting the target down the back of the wheel well reveals some unexpected treasure.
They don't pay much on MythBusters, so we take it where we can get it.
$13.70 we found in this car, I swear.
Pizza tonight.
Yeah!
But before the pizza, they've got to test the bullet bounce. So the tow car is hooked up.
Almost time to put the gun in. Gun in!
With the gun loaded, Adam's feeling optimistic.
Gun is hot. Every step of this story, I've been wrong about my intuition. At the beginning, I thought from a physics standpoint, it was quite a stretch. I didn't think bullets would skip off the ground at any significant angle or significant speed, but it turns out both are plausible. Now that we've got all this set up, I have to admit to feelings of true optimism. I feel like we're gonna get a successful hit on this one. We are literally on the highway to the danger zone.
Okay, taking off in
3, 2, 1.
As they ride into the danger zone, Jamie guns the car to car chase speed.
45.
And then it's over to Adam for a barrage of bouncing bullets.
All right, firing! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stop! Woohoo! That seemed to work beautifully, dude.
5 bullets bounced, but did any make that mythical target?
Interior inspection. The interior is clean.
No penetration.
No, not that I can see.
Inside the cab, there's no sign of penetration. And a look underneath reveals why.
Look, I can see 4 of the bullets. They just bounced into the swing arm on their way to find the firewall. It's in the way.
Close, but no cigar. Huh?
Exactly.
A close shot. But although the bullets bounced, there was just too much car in the line of fire. But the Mythbusters have come too far to give up after only 1 run. So they reset.
Excellent.
3, 2, 1, go.
And unleash another 5 bullets.
Firing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But once again, they're floored by the floor.
It definitely didn't come through this piece of cardboard. I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. After everything that we've learned so far, this seemed so within our grasp, so plausible-like. But it just turns out that there's too much crap underneath this car that is in the bullet's way on its trajectory towards the firewall. And this is the exact same make and model of car that's in the clip we're testing.
Yep, the gun, the car, it all matches. But even though firing point blank at the bottom of the car might work,
Looked like an almost perfect hit.
in reality, a bouncing bullet just doesn't have a clear path through to the wheel well.
Look, in the clip, the guy says this is a reliable technique. You can shoot at the pavement in front of the car and it'll ricochet up into it. It's anything but that. It's ridiculous.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in this one. I was really hoping it would work.
Yeah, but you know what? If you want a non-lethal way of getting a guy to stop following you, you should just shoot the darn tire.
We should totally do that.
Why not?
Down at Tracy Airport, the Mythbusters are ready to make the rubber meet the round. A bullet bounce into the wheel well is busted. so they're taking aim at the actual wheels.
Now this is a fun way to get to location.
Now in the movies, somebody shoots a tire, the tire explodes, and the car spins out of control. Now, I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but I do know that if you shoot a tire, you are going to put a hole in it, and it will deflate. The real question here is how quickly is that going to happen? Because if it does happen quickly, that's going to be a problem for the driver, and he's going to have a hard time maintaining that pursuit.
It's gonna work perfectly. The rig for this test is pretty straightforward. I have welded a platform to the frame of the car right in front of the tire. I'll attach a loaded pistol with a string that goes from the trigger pull all the way to me in the driver's compartment. When I get this car up to 45 miles an hour and I want to shoot out the tire, I pull the string, pulling the trigger, and put a hole in the tire.
However, Adam's safety is not going to be quite so straightforward. Basically because the gun is going to be mounted in the front of the car facing back, which puts Adam in the line of fire.
Now we've sought to mitigate this in every way we can conceive of. We've lined the inside and the back of the wheel well with bulletproof vests. In addition, we've lined the engine compartment with several layers of bulletproof vests.
On top of that, we've lined the inside of the car and Adam's seat with bulletproof vests.
Finally, I'll be wearing one. I think we're ready.
Let's do it.
All right.
It's a solution over-engineered to ensure Stuntman Savage doesn't get hurt.
Gearing up to do this story, getting my tire shot out while I'm driving at speed, that deeply satisfies the 10-year-old inside of me who always wanted to be an action movie hero. The modern Mythbuster in me has known from the get-go how potentially dangerous this story actually is. Trust me, we have buttoned down every last thing that we could think of to keep it safe.
Here we go, doing it for real, shooting out the wheels.
If this goes the way it does in the movies, this car is going to spin out of control.
All right, everybody, here we go. Shooting out the tire. In 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Once again, Adam gets the car up to the 45-mile-per-hour car chase speed. And then it's over to the bullets.
Here we go, firing.
The bullets take out enough rubber to black out the camera. But when it comes to the car,
I don't notice anything. And this car is still totally within my control. Look, I can actually steer like this, and it's not a problem. This is nothing.
it may be nothing now, but it's just a question of time.
My tire's been shot, and nothing happened. All right, I'm stopping here.
Half a mile down the track, and Adam has no alternative but to stop.
I lived! How does our tire look?
It's flat.
That totally worked.
It wasn't instantaneous, but that'd stop a pursuit.
That would totally put an end to a pursuit.
It might not spin the car out of control Hollywood style, but it's more effective than a bounced bullet at stopping a car.
This one was a little nerve-wracking in the planning stages,
Firing!
but flawless in the execution. I got to the prearranged spot, pulled the string, which pulled the trigger.
Firing!
I heard the gun fire. I did not immediately feel a performance decrease in the car. I was able to drive, but after a few hundred feet, my tire was totally flat. So, skipping bullets off the ground is a reliable technique for stopping a pursuit.
Totally busted. If you're gonna shoot at something, shoot at their tires.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, well, we're not driving.
Nope.